This is the latest project I am working on. I have just covered this. Let me show you wine bottle with paper mache, just newspaper so far and structure. I'm going to do the cement paper mache so she can go outdoors. And I noticed that if I don't have a structure underneath every part of her body, the paper mache can break in the areas that are thin or hanging out and delicate. So even on the wings, I have added some, cardboard in there with a little tape. And I also have a little hole on the top right here. It's not going to go as tall as that, but this hole here, it might be because I want to put solar light from the top, so it will catch the sun from here and it will light up on the inside on the bottle. So this part here is going to be hollow. So I'm just finishing up making the batch of the cement paper mache. Please do wear a glove. There we go. Ready. Here I have a batch of 1 cup of paper pulp, 1 cup of joint compound, and 1 cup of PVA glue. And I am mixing in some Portland cement, 2 cups of it actually, but I'm doing little by little, and I am using my strainer to get any of the rocks out. I don't want those rocks in there, so. And I'm tilting the bucket because not only because I want to show it to you a little bit of what's in there, but I don't want the clay to go all the mix to go all the way up to this part of the machine, because you will burn it out. I have already burned the mixer before by doing that, so just be very careful. And when you tilt it, the clay tends to go to the side, so you're able to reach the bottom in a shallower area. If you go deep all the way down, the clay tends to go up. The mix will go up and it will start, getting really close to over there, and you're in danger zone right there. So I do little by little, like this. This is a cup right there. I already put some of that cup in there. As I use my Portland cement, I do see all these little pieces of rock on it, so I don't want those on my clay. They will make it hard for me to properly use it, so just make sure to leave those out of your mix. So here we go. So you can see that? You see all the little rocks and stuff? So here we go. Mix a little bit more right there. Right, we want this thicker, so let's add some more. This is still the first cup right here. All right, another cup. And you might want to wear a mask too, because this thing does go all over in the air while it's still powdery. It's just not good for you to be breathing this stuff. Right now I'm not wearing one, but I should be. So don't follow my doings, my shenanigans. Here we go. And then in order for you to get the clay from the bottom, because not always easy to do that. So, you know, just grab your spoon and give it a nice mix. See, I still have some white clay in there, white mixes from the joint compound and the glue and the paper pulp that I mixed up in the beginning. So if you don't do this, you're gonna have an uneven mix. So you gotta mix it all up really nicely. So go between that. The nice thing about the mixer is it breaks up the paper pulp really nicely. But my paper pulp is pretty nicely mixed up right now. So if I wanted to not use the mixer, I think I could get away with just the spoon. And oh shoot, I was using that spoon to mix it up here. Now I need to grab something else. Okay, so my other spoon is not at very close distance, so I'm just gonna use this stick from a paintbrush that I have, a big paintbrush. It's not the fastest. Get some in there, mix it up, because you can also see the consistency. Sometimes, you know, you may feel like you need a little more water, or you may need a little more cement. So let's just keep on watching. And you do want it to be somewhat of a wet dough, kind of like that. And I'm gonna use up all the rest here. The recipe actually says 2 cups. Oops, I just dropped the rock in there. That's why the spoon is better. These rocks don't break up so easily like this. I'm gonna try to get most of this stuff out of here. This is incredible, you guys. I have some in my backyard right now, and I'll tell you, it's lasting. You know, they're painted with just nice quality acrylics. I haven't even sealed it, although I would recommend with some kind of waterproof spray, like a water fountain waterproof spray. I forget the name now, but I can put that on the descriptions. And I just you know, just with the acrylic paint, it's been lasting through my rainy weather, sunny weather, and the colors look beautiful and powerful. It's been about a year though, so I'm kind of curious how long it will last like that. And you know, and we're just about to go through the very rainy season, so let's just see how it takes this winter, and I'll let you guys know. But other people have done this recipe and they swear by it, so I'm trusting. And you know, a lot of people get weathers are even harsher than mine, like with snow. And oh, okay, so see that's like just good. You don't want any more than that, because if you do more than that, you're gonna have clay that's really hard to work with. And I like to have a little wetness on it, but enough to mold, to do the shape. I'm gonna show you what that looks like now. This is the fun part for me, when I actually get to start sculpting and not just using my arms here to mix. So I can get rid of the spoon. Now I want to put everything in water right now, because I'm going to be, all of the stuff goes into a bucket of water, because I'm going to be shaping the stuff. This now has a few hours until it starts drying to the point that it gets hard to shape. So I don't want to waste my time going to clean all those things, but I do want to clean today. Do not leave it for another day. Once cement is dry, man, you're in trouble getting that stuff off. So you might not even be able to. That's the whole idea, right? It's supposed to endure everything and stick to things. So There it is. This is nice. You see how it's coming off the walls? Still sticky and wet, see that? But if I want to make a little ball out of it, I can. And if I want to make all of these little shapes to smooth it out, I just dab my fingers with a little bit of water and it will smooth out the shape. So let's see how that looks.